are live at the Bob Martinez Center for some University of Tampa volleyball, live on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. I'm Taylor Storley, and the number 5 Tampa Spartans take off against the Embry Riddle Eagles. I don't know why I thought they were the Riddles for a second, but either way, an exciting game between these two teams set to take place. Tampa enters the game with a 10-1 record, an agonizing loss against Nova Southeastern, ending a 31-game winning streak for the program that had started last year. Embry Riddle enters off a 3-0 loss to Barry that also ended a smaller winning streak. Both teams are 3-1 in conference play and are looking for a decisive victory, the challenge in the Sunshine State Conference standings right here. Both teams' strongest players are out on the court, as Embry Riddle will open with the first serve. Embry Riddle wearing the blue, Tampa wearing the white. Claudia Rivera, Tampa's libero, wearing black. The white uniform will be what Embry Riddle's libero wears. I believe it's Tamsin Wilson. As here's the first serve to the Spartans. That's a solid block, but goes out, and the Spartans take the first point of the game. For the first time in a while, Tampa Spartans actually playing immediately after a defeat. They've been pretty successful over the last, well, quite a few games. Coming off a national championship winning season, the Spartans find themselves in the loss column for the first time since October of last year. And Embry Riddle equalizes with a point right here. But both teams a great start to the season, and Embry Riddle would like to make their start even better. Good attempt to keep it alive. They just weren't able to. It was Cameron Gilliland who just missed it. Rivera will be on the serve with a 2-1 Spartan lead. That's a great block there for the Spartans. It's the combined duo of Tesh Schrenger and Callie Kors coming up with a point. Embry Riddle almost caught off guard with the shorter serve. And they just have to recycle possession. Tampa makes them pay, and they take a 3-1 lead. 4-1 actually. They caught behind, but the Spartans have chained it 3 in a row now. They're off to a hot start. I should note that the last 2 Spartan losses, ironically both coming to Nova Southeastern, Tampa responded with a commanding 3-0 victory, and now take a 5-1 lead to start the first set. Claudia Rivera now on the serve. Kors sets it up. And the Spartans find the point off the arm of Natalie Perez. She's already got 3 kills as Embry Riddle takes a quick timeout. 6-1 Spartan lead. They're off to a great start. We'll be back with more in the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
We're back at the Bob Martinez Center. Spartans lead 6-1 in the first set. Claudia Rivera on the serve. Now, across the MLB, there's a lot of eyes out there for record-breaking feats, like Aaron Judge looking for his 61st home run of the season to break Roger Maris's AL record. And Albert Pujols is looking for his 700th home run to join that elite list of all-time home run leaders, as it's now 6-2 Spartan lead off the Eagle Point. Claudia Rivera is also chasing some records of her own. She currently has 1,530 digs entering tonight's game throughout her time as a Spartan. 41 away from Julie Howlett, who's had 1,571 in her career. Getting to that number would pass her on the list and get Rivera to 4th all-time. Spartans get the point, and they lead 7-2. If Rivera can keep up a strong pace of getting digs, she could eventually pass Hillary Epling and Nicole Dominguez to become the 2nd leader all-time, although it would take absolute magic to try to chase the 2,250 number held by Margot Sinibaldi, who had 600 digs a season nearly every single year she was a Spartan. Now Rivera sets it up. And that one, it lands well from Strenger. It actually bounced off the top of the net. And it is 7-3 now for the Spartans. They actually did go back on the previous point and gave it to Embry Riddle. And now it'll be a Spartan serve. Good job to Rivera to keep it alive. A little too much power that time. And the Eagles, now within 3. They've recovered well since the timeout. They saw something was going wrong early and looked to fix it. Sierra Scanlon looks to take the serve here. The freshman from Hawaii. That's a great block. However, it spins and lands out of bounds, so Spartans get the point. Spartans hold the early lead, but Embry Riddle hasn't been too far behind. They just haven't been perfect with attacks. And this time, the block returning to sender goes the right direction, landing for a Spartan point. They're back up to a 5-point lead. And that was a well-worked play from Embry Riddle. Great effort shown from the Spartans. We first saw an Emily No dig. That was incredible. But eventually, Embry Riddle recovered, and the Spartans couldn't direct the block down. And it goes out. The Eagles only trail by 4 now as they make the serve. And that is a Callie Coors signature kill. 10-5, Spartan lead. Spartans generally don't fall to too many runs from other teams. They're a team that can keep it quite consistent, and they rebound quickly. Bailey Dillon sends it a little wayward. It's 10-6 now, Spartan lead. We see some fans pouring into the Bob Martinez Center. A decent showing out here for a Friday night game. Tampa Volleyball will be back tomorrow at the Bob when they face Rollins. Embry Riddle will be on the road against Eckerd. Make sure you join us at 4 p.m. tomorrow for that game. And you can also join us at 6 p.m. as soccer will be live at Pepin Stadium. It's always great to go out and support your Spartans in person, but I do get it if you like to hear my voice instead. Embry Riddle now setting up. They tried to fake out the Spartans, but a good read. And both teams not falling for the feints. And Haley Dillon just misses the corner. Great effort on the play. Just a tad bit far. 10-7 lead. As it shrinks a little more. Great job to keep it alive. It's not going to work twice. Callie Kors immediately sends it right back. 11-7 lead. And we're going to now see Constanza Silva and Tamsin Wilson re-enter the game for Embry Riddle. Actually, I do apologize. Silva taking a quick breather, but Wilson does re-enter the game. Wilson enters this game at 182 digs for the season, leading the Eagles. That one goes wide. 12-7 Spartan lead. As you mentioned previously, Claudia Rivera not only chasing records, but leading the Spartans in the dig category this season. She's now at 180 on the year with the 2 counted from tonight. Make that 181. That's going to be an error on the Spartans. 12-8. The Eagles get the point. Although the Spartans are wondering whether it was on them or Embry Riddle. But it is indeed on the Spartans. It's 12-8. It was hard to read in that play. Both teams are pretty close to the net. In the end, it was the Spartans who get the infraction. Embry Riddle back to the serve. That's the first service error for either team. 13-8 Spartan lead. But also, it's actually surprising to go through at least well over halfway through the first set without that many service errors or even service aces. That was the first time a point was directly determined off of a serve. It's a strong quality in defending initial serves and making them. And Rivera keeps it alive. And so do Embry Riddle. And this time it's Perez finding kill number 4 on 5 attacks as the Spartans extend to their longest lead of the night, 14-8. Should also note that Tampa's a team that likes to finish these games quickly, but Embry Riddle, the last few matchups they've had against the Spartans, they've always made sure to stay longer than 3 sets. We'll go into that stat a little bit further, a little bit later. The Spartans going far to keep it alive. Good effort, but Rivera can't direct it upward enough. 14-9, Spartan lead. Tampa, a 208 hit percentage tonight, compared to just 0.045 for Embry Riddle. And that is not going to be helped after that service error. 15-9, Spartan lead. But Tampa, they haven't had too many errors. Only 4 in the game, and none on any serves. They get the block down and take an even further lead, 16-9. What I'll notice actually from the Spartans so far, they've been a little more unorthodox when it comes to serving. Generally, you want to get it to the back line, but Spartans have actually sometimes dropped some floaters and serves that drop a little closer to the left-hand side of the Eagles' side of the court. Perhaps Hadnack sees a weakness in that side and wants to exploit it. That time it didn't work out as Embry Riddle battles to a point, 16-10. Jaden McBride, not a surprise to see her leading Embry Riddle in kills. She entered the game with 122, leading the Eagles in that category. But it's Callie Kors who leads the Spartans in that category. She'll be laughing us from the bench as Mackenzie Dufresne's with a powerful kill. Gets one right there. And the funny part was, of course, Callie Kors and McBride both entered the game tied at 122. But yeah, just then, what a play from Dufresne's. Good recovery of what was an initial error from one of the Embry Riddle players. A great block there. Things were looking shaky for a second for the Eagles. But they recover and find the point, 17-11. Here's the serve. Embry Riddle gets another point. It's 17-12. That one goes far, and the Spartans get another point. JJ Ramirez comes to the bench. The sophomore from Fleming Island made a great play on the previous point. The Cali Cores will look to come in and preserve some Spartan momentum. 7 points away from winning the first set. Great job to keep it alive there by Dylan. Great job right there from Wilson. This is turning out to be a great volley. And it finally ends in an Eagle point. Wow, I mean, that was just a crazy sequence. Trying to go back and forth, faking each other out. But in the end, it drops and the Spartans can't keep it alive. 18-13 now. Now it's 19-13, and that's the third service error of the night for Embry Riddle. That one also goes far, and the Spartans now up to 20. Here comes the final timeout of the set for Embry Riddle. 20-13 Spartan lead. We'll be back with more on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
NCAA Division II Community Engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
We're back here at the University of Tampa. 20-13 Spartan lead as the Spartans look to rebound after having their first loss of the 2022 season. Embry Riddle gets the point as it goes off the Spartan attempted block. I had a quick chat with Chris Kadnack after they made the streak 30 wins in a row, and he mentioned that he really didn't pay attention to it. He sees this team and last year's team as two different beings and trying to build two different streaks. So even though a streak that would have been 9 wins to start the season, 10 wins to start the season, did come to an end, this unit is looking to rebound and has done so far. They lead 21-14. Two of its important players in Zoe Seput and Natalie Perez re-enter the game. Those two players weren't central part of last year's national championship winning side, but they've certainly made a name for themselves this year. Perez has 4 kills tonight, leading the Spartans. And Seput leads this team in assists this season, entering tonight's game. That's a big block at the line. Embry Riddle keeping alive. Spartans lead by 6, but are 4 away from winning the set. On the serve for the Eagles is going to be Devin Petrowski. Petrowski leads the team with 198 assists entering tonight's game. Has just recently broken the 200 assist mark for the season. Congratulations. And Spartans still keep it alive. And Cali Kors finds kill number 3. And the Spartans extend their lead to 7. Kors will also be on the serve here. That's the first service error of the game for the Spartans, as Kors' serve just goes a little too far. She'll take a quick breather as JJ Ramirez enters the game. Cali Kors, the sophomore from St. Petersburg, joined the Spartans last year and has immediately become one of their most dynamic and lethal players. Alongside legend Katie McKeel, the duo helped power the Spartans to a national championship at home turf last season. Kors knows how to get to the promised land, and so do a majority of the Spartans side, and now they want to bring up the freshmen and take them to that spot too. Great effort from Ramirez and Seput. And Seput directs it, and it's a misdirection that isn't read by the Eagles. Our first set point of the night, 24-16. Really smart play there from Zoe. That attack goes a little far, and the Spartans will take a 1-0 set lead. No, I apologize, they pointed the other way originally. But indeed, it was an Embry Riddle point, 24-17 here. Another set point for the Spartans. And Embry Riddle keeps alive again, 24-18. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And the Spartans finally do. They win the first set with a score, 25-18. We're going to quickly change sides and take a breather. We'll be back after the 3-minute break with set number 2 here at the Bob Martinez Center.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
We are back at the Bob Martinez Center. Set number 2 here between the Spartans and Eagles. Now the series history between these two teams, the Spartans are 13-0 all time against the Eagles. But as I mentioned earlier, Embry Riddle knows how to go down with a fight. They haven't lost in 3 straight sets since 2017. The last time these two faced was in the regular season finale of last year, where the Spartans generated some momentum with a 3-1 victory before going on to win the national championship. This time the home game for the Spartans happens earlier in the year, here in late September instead of early November. This one gets down and Embry Riddle opens with the first point of the second set. When it comes to success on the attack, the Spartans have an 11.1% for their hit percentage. That's 4.5 for Embry Riddle. And Spartans, a little error right there, as it nearly fell, but they did recover. But they didn't on that block attempt that just went out of play. It's not too surprising to see the Spartans with a slow start from time to time in a set, but they generally get back in control and rhythm. It usually takes a little while to get the gears going and get the Spartan machine activated. But when it's activated, the Spartans rarely fall back. That's the reason why they've been so successful, why they're defending national champs and still top 5 in the nation. On the most recent coaches poll, they were actually the only other team to get more than one first place vote, despite being 5th overall. 2-2 now is the score line as the Spartans respond with 2 points of their own. And Lyons returns to sender. A great block by her. That's her first of the night. And the Spartans take their first lead of the second set. Didn't need to get too fancy, didn't need to slam it home. Gets in front of it and sends it backward. She's been consistently good at blocking for the Spartans. A real threat down the middle. So is Tess Schrenger as the Spartans take a second point in a row. Since the score was tied, because they're now on a 4-0 scoring run with another serve. Another big block. Good job to keep it alive off the Lions' attack. And this time they come up with it 5-2. And I'll say, funny enough for the Spartans, entering that previous point, they only had 51 attacks to 53 from the Eagles. They even were tied in attacking errors. The main difference, as there's a violation on Embry Riddle, the Spartans lead 6-2 now, has been the Spartans haven't committed as many service errors and have been more lethal, 16 kills to 10, and 4 less service errors. Service errors are generally a thing that we have to be careful with the Spartans. They're not absolutely horrific at it, they don't commit too many, but in terms of weaknesses in the game, it's one of the only noticeable flaws where you can say, yeah, if the Spartans were just a little better at service aces, or service errors, they'd pretty much be unstoppable for the most part. And tonight, they've looked really good and haven't committed to any. It's all about putting the things together and see if the serve can also get put together. 6-2 lead, and yes it will, 7-2. The famous Spartan jump clap to celebrate that point, and now on a 7-0 scoring run. And this is what I meant. Sometimes it takes a second to get the machine going, but now it's running at full force. And Perez killed number 7 as the Spartans hit 7th gear, 8 points in a row, and the Eagles will take a timeout. We'll be back at Tampa Spartans TV and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network in just a minute.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And we are back as the Spartans open up with a serve. Embry Riddle finally breaks the 8-0 scoring run with the missed block. An 8-3 lead, though, for the Spartans that forced Embry Riddle to use another somewhat early timeout. They'd gone 6-1 down in the first set, 8-2 down in the second set. That's a deficit that's hard to come back from, especially against a team like the Spartans. And this time Perez is blocked. It's an 8-4 lead for the Spartans now. This one gets down. 3 points in a row for Embry Riddle. So after the timeout, they've started to get some things together. And one of their first of the game. That's a strong response from the Spartans, and they do get the point. 9-5. And this time the Spartans get it down, and in fact they play it actually, I think, slightly behind the Eagle defender, and she's misses the ability to try to keep it alive, and they're now leading 10-5. This time she just can't direct it backward. Embry Riddle gets the point. Good effort, though, for Zoe Saput. She's done a great job, though, for the Spartans. Her 12 assists as a solo player are as many as Embry Riddle has in total for the game. That's just how efficient she can be in helping build the Spartans' attack. There would have been number 13 if not for a well-timed block. 2 blocks in a row, and this time gets on the point, 10-7. Now, the Spartans haven't done great since that timeout, but there's one thing you should know about Chris Cadnack. He doesn't like to call timeouts. He likes to let his team work through the issues. I mentioned that before. You can see he just sits and watches as now the gap falls to 2. But a little bit of commentator's curse there. He actually will take a timeout to try to regroup. 10-8 Spartan lead as we enter the break.
NCAA Division II Community Engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
The serve from Embry Riddle. And it's now 11-8 Spartan lead. The Spartans responding well. They had to take a timeout after Embry Riddle got off to a quick run. (11-9). As this one goes a little far from the Spartans. Spartans back on the serve here. Rivera keeps it alive, but it goes too far. 12-10. The Eagles keeping it close. The Spartans will get the point. Embry Riddle a little too close to the net that time. That's the thing. Sometimes you have those battles in the trench right in front of the net. You just have to be too careful. You can't get a little too aggressive there. Otherwise, it'll cost you a point like it just did for the Eagles. And it's just an error there in trying to get the ball back up from Embry Riddle, as it wasn't even a very hard kill attempt there, but they just couldn't direct it upward. Little miscommunication potentially. That's an embarrassing point loss for the Eagles. Spartans will take it to extend their lead to 4. It's now 5 after the attacking error. 15-10 lead. Great job by Hines to redirect it. This time it's a misdirection, but the Eagles recover and get the kill, 15-11. And yeah, just that time we see it. They nearly get caught off guard, but a good job to step up and get the point. As they make a few substitutions, they'll be back on the serve. Jade McBride got her 9th kill of the night. Absolute power behind that kill from Callie Kors. That's her 5th of the game, 4th of the game. 16-11 Spartan lead. Spartans sharing the love. Perez leads the team in 8 kills. Kors and Dufresne's tied with 5. Testranger with 4. Spartans finding a lot of attackers to get the offense going. McBride misses that attempt. 17-11 Spartan lead. But a big difference here. Embry Riddle, Jade McBride is 9, and then the 2nd and 3rd place players for the Eagles are Cameron Gilliland and Janet Bishop with 2 each. They've only really found a good offense from Jade McBride, and if their star player, Jade McBride, is off her game, that could mean the rest of the team finds a lot of trouble if they can't find the offense. This time Kors gets the point for the Spartans, 18-11. They're 7 points away with a 7 points lead to try to go up 2-0 tonight. Of course, you already mentioned the Spartans will be back here tomorrow night as they take on Rollins. You can also tune in later tomorrow night to see Spartans soccer take the field at Pevin Stadium. A massive block there from Tatiana Lyons, her 3rd block of the game. And here's the timeout from the Eagles, 19-11. We'll be back right after this. This time.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
Here's the serve from the Spartans. 19-11 lead. Embry Riddle used a timeout. Here's their final one of the set. This time it gets down, and I will say the trend has been whenever you take a timeout, you generally find some success. 19-12 lead for the Spartans. Spartans missed that attack. 19-13 now is the score. That time the block goes wayward. 20-13, Spartan lead. They're just 5 away from a second set victory in a row. That time a lot of power on that kill. Not much Rivera could do. 20-14. And here comes the substitution. Dana Gibbons exits the game for Gabriella Pahan. Gabriella, the freshman from Longwood, Florida, is also on the serve. Another big block from the Spartans. It's their 8th of the game. 21-14 lead. And that time it's the Spartans. A little too aggressive, 21-15. And the Eagles are back on the serve. And the Spartans get a point. They're 3 away from winning the set. Perez and Sapuch is going to take a quick breather here. But they both have incredible nights so far. 16 assists and 10 kills. That one, a lot of power, and Rivera couldn't direct it back. 22-16. Apart from those little two plays, Rivera nearly flawless. 13 digs so far. Leads the Spartans. And leads the best Embry Riddle counterpart, Jane McBride, by 5. The Spartans can't keep it alive. It's 22-17. You can hear that Embry Riddle's bench is pretty vocal. They've occasionally, when the Spartans commit violations, they chant things like, "You can't do that." And we're also cheering hooray on that previous point. And Dillon, a well-placed kill. And after she had a shaky start in the first set with a couple of attacking errors, she finds her first kill at an important time. 23-17. Spartans keep in front. The Spartans now have the opportunity to say you can't do that on the error from Embry Riddle. We've got a second set point right here. Tampa looking to go up 2-0. And they do. 25-17, a little easier this time, but they still had to fight back. We'll switch sides one more time and take another quick break. Entering the third set, 2-0 Spartan lead.
Is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Set number 1 ended 25-18. Set number 2 ended 25-17. The constant factor, Spartan victories. They enter set number 3 looking to get a sweep against Embry Riddle. Would be the first time the Spartans do so since 2017, even though they have won every meeting since then as well. This one goes out of play, and Embry Riddle start the set with a 1-0 lead. Entering the set, the Spartans with a .188 hit percentage compared to .061 for Embry Riddle. Spartans a little more lethal in their attacks, including right there as they tie it up 1-1. They also had 29 kills to 19 now, including that 11th one by Natalie Perez. And the Spartans bench doesn't say it, but they could have said you can't do that on that violation from the Eagles. They now lead 2-1. Although I have a feeling it's probably because the Spartans, they're a team of good sportsmanship, a team of good class, coached by a long-time great of college volleyball and Chris Kadnack. Service error there, it's 2-2 now. Good block, but the Spartans recover. And that time the Spartans get yet another point. 3-2 is their lead. I think the goal here for Embry Riddle is to just not get off to a terrible start. That was the thing, really what hurt them in the first two sets. They went down 6-1 and went down 8-2, and that already put them very far behind, not able to catch back up. But this time they get a third point early, and it's tied at 3-3. Could very well see Embry Riddle try to get back into the game, try to at least take it 4 sets here. The Spartans would like to end the day early. 8:04 p.m. here at the Bob Martinez Center. Great effort to get it from Rivera. And that time Embry Riddle misses. It's 4-3. The Spartans back on top. That time, some power behind the McBride kill. And we're back tied at 4. Couple changes being made here. And we're going to see number 19, Lexi Hage from Maitland, Florida, enter the game and take the serve. Jaden McBride now has 11 kills tonight. Good day from her. And Embry Riddle, great effort, but just not enough to keep it alive. And the Spartans are back in the lead, 5-4. I'll say good work from the Spartans there. Even though Embry Riddle has looked the strongest in any of their first 3 sets, Spartans have remained just as composed as ever. And there's Callie Kors. Big kill right there. And the Spartans finally break away with a 2-point lead. First time a team, either the Eagles or Spartans, gets a 2-point lead in this set. Callie Kors, it's kill number 7. Second on the Spartans behind the red hot Perez. At that time, it's an 8-4 lead, 7-4 lead off a big error there from Embry Riddle. They just couldn't set it up well enough. That's happened a few times, and it's just the type of standard sloppy play you'll see from teams that just aren't completely focused. You need to be focused in the third set. And this time the Spartans will once again get a point. 8-4, they're on a 4-0 scoring run. And I think this is what the Spartans needed, as they've started to settle down. They can keep this run going. They could theoretically be a little closer to securing a victory. After all, anything can happen. Teams can blow 2-0 leads. Spartans showing they're not invincible. Not good enough to stop that play, 8-5. Embry Riddle starting to try to climb back. Here's the substitution. Kendall Taylor taking a quick breather. The senior from New Smyrna Beach so far. That had some power, but rolls across the net. It's 8-6, and the Eagles back within 2. They're now on a 2-0 run. That time it gets down. It's a 3-0 run for Embry Riddle, and they're within 1. So both teams got a little momentum. The Spartans had put 4 points in a row on the board, but now Embry Riddle has responded with 3 in a row, and this time it lands. We're back tied. It's the latest in any set so far. The game's been tied. Ednack still watching. He's going to let his team try to work out of this jam here. Good reactions. Shrek back to Rivera. And Kors gets it in play. 9-8 Spartan lead. And that'll help turn things back in the right direction for Tampa. And they're back on the serve. And this time it hits the ref. 10-8 Spartan lead just goes a little too far. This time it's misdirection. It catches Tampa out of position as Claudia Rivera now re-enters the game. Taking a quick breather for the Spartans. Looks like it's going to be Mackenzie Dufresne, the junior from Tarpon Springs. She's had a great day. On 9 attacks, she's had 6 kills. Absolutely lethal. 667 hit percentage. Good effort, but not enough. Spartans once again lead by 2, 11-9. It has been back and forth. Even though the Spartans have maintained a lead for a little while, the furthest it's grown to is 4. And Embry Riddle fought all the way back from it. Rivera, good job keeping it alive. And this time, Lyons receives it, opens it, returns to sender. Mailbox shut right there. Timeout, Eagles. 12-9 lead for the Spartans. We'll be back with more on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
Hello again, welcome back to the Bob Martinez Center. I'm Taylor Storthy. Serve for the Spartans, 12-9 lead. The Eagles just took a timeout as they look to keep it close. But it's been hard because of players like Natalie Perez. Wow, what a kill there. As Natalie Perez has really had a strong game today. The freshman from Honduras with a commanding kill, and the Spartans back on the serve. This one goes out of play after deflecting off the roof. And Embry Riddle can't recover, and that's just an occupational hazard. We've got a big arena here, but sometimes you deflect those balls upward, it can take a weird bounce off a pipe. And that time it did, ending out of play. And Embry Riddle can't send it back. It's 15-9. And for the first time, we've seen a team really struggle after a timeout. As the Spartans have now gone ahead to a 5-0 scoring run. Momentum really in the Spartans' favor. 190 hit percentage to only 070 for the Eagles. That's the difference of 12 points there in that category. That has been so far. Chunk of the difference. Embry Riddle miraculously keeps it alive. The run will come to an end. Wait. Nope, I think they're resetting the point as the Spartans regain the serve. Good block from the Spartans. And it forces the next attack to go long. 16-9, Spartan lead. And now the Spartans have really found that run, found the momentum. Wouldn't be surprised if Embry Riddle will eventually use their second timeout as they hope to avoid a 3-0 defeat. That's a strong attack there. 17-9, 8 points away thanks to Callie Kors. And for Callie Kors, that's kill number 10. Spartans with 2 10-killers on the day. And now the Embry Riddle Eagles take their final timeout. We'll be back with more on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams, discover your talents, get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We're back here. Here's the serve from Seput. 17-9 Spartan lead. That grows to 18. Nope. Once again, an initial error from the scorers, or not the scorers, the referees, as they pointed the wrong direction. So we do apologize. That can always create just a little confusion. You have to backtrack. The scoreboard had updated to 18-9, going off what the referees had originally pointed, but it did go off a Spartan player on an attempted deflection, so it's 17-10. We hear a Let's Go Tampa call out from the crowd. A few more people have showed up, watching an exciting game so far. Spartans lead 18-10, closer to victory than Embry is to closing the gap. They're combined on a 7-1 scoring run. It's hard to stop the Spartans when they're red hot. This one goes long. 19-10 lead. And nothing more you can really do except try to motivate your players after using that last time out. Good block there from the Spartans. And make it 20 off another thundering kill there. For the Spartans, it's 37 on the day. And the player did it this time. Whew. None other than Tess Schrenger. That's kill number 5 for her. This one goes a bit long. It's 20-11. And by the way, the Spartans have 4 players that have at least 5 kills and 2 players, so 10. For Embry Riddle, they only have 2 5-kill players and 1 10-kill player. Cameron Gilliland is 5. Jaden McBride is 11. And that time the Spartans weren't ready off the deflection. It's 20-12. And I think Embry Riddle have finally awoken from the momentum. You can see right there, Lions just not in position for the ball. Couldn't do much there. That time it gets down 3 quick points in succession. Embry Riddle looking to spark a little late set controversy, make things a little closer. They're back on the serve here. And after having a couple of costly serves in the first 2 sets, they've really cleaned it up and haven't had a service error in quite a while. But the Spartans have not fallen too far back. A big block that time, 21-13. Rivera back in the serve. 16 digs tonight. Puts her at 15-46 throughout her career as a Spartan. Just 25 away from Julie Howlett. This time goes out of play. It's 21-14. Taking a break really quickly will be Tamsin Wilson. A little quieter night, but she still helped the team. 3 assists and 6 digs in total. The Eagles keep it alive. And Perez gets blocked. It's 21-15. And the Spartans can't extend their lead on that play. Can they right here? No, as the Eagles don't have the answer just yet. It looked like they nearly did. But players like Rivera keeping it alive. And Coors gets it, 22-15. Entering the game, Emily No and Megan Schreck. Schreck, a freshman from Cornelius, North Carolina. Emily No, of course, the sophomore from Coca, Florida. And that'll be a point for Embry Riddle, 22-16. That's the 14th kill of the night for Jaden McBride. She's had a total of 40 attacks so far. That one lands in. JJ Ramirez just couldn't get to it in time. It's 22-17. Kadenak will use his first timeout as things started to go a little wayward for the Spartans. He wants to refocus them as they search for the final 3 points. We'll be back at Tampa Spartans TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local.
Here's the serve as we're back here at the Bob Martinez Center. And after that timeout, the Spartans find a point. It's 23-17. They're 2 points away from what would be their 14th victory overall against Embry Riddle. The Sunshine State Conference rivals having a very close third set. That attack does land in bounds, 23-18. I think, again, it's another initial point in the wrong direction. 24-17, Spartans now on match point. The last 2 times the Spartans fell, they responded with a 3-0 victory. And with the 25-17 third set victory, they've done the same tonight. 3-0 Spartans are back in the win column. They improved to 11-1, 4-1 in conference play. Embry Riddle falls to 9-4, 3-2 in conference play. The Spartans victorious for the first time in 3 sets against the Eagles since 2017. Kadenak's side recovers here at home, and they'll have a chance to get it another win to start a new winning streak. against Rollins the next day. Natalie Perez with 12 kills led the Spartans. Meanwhile, Zoe Seput had 19 kills assists on the game, compared to 27 in total for the Eagles. Pretty good when you're only 8 assists behind an entire team's total. Jane McBride was the overall kill leader for both teams with 15. Also hit a pretty solid 0.233%. She not only led her team in digs, she also led her team with 5 blocks, just one behind Jenna Bishop. For Tampa, the leading player on digs was Claudia Rivera with 19. Tatiana Lyons had 5 blocks, and what was a great day in that category for the Spartans. Just mentioned tomorrow, Spartans will be back here facing off against Rollins. That won't be all for Spartan sports. You'll be able to see a couple other games tomorrow, including men's soccer. They'll be back at Pepin Stadium facing off against Nova Southeastern. Meanwhile, on the road at Nova Southeastern will be Tampa's women's soccer team. Thank you again for tuning in. I'm Taylor Storthy, and you've been watching the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. 3-0 win for the Spartans.